welcome back. Part 29 of the Blender character modeling tutorial series for beginners in the style of anime. Big day, y'all. Today's a big day. Today we're going to connect the head to the body. Okay, it's a long time coming. You're doing great so far. And without further ado, let's jump into it. So I'm going to come over here and turn my head back on by clicking this eyeball, and you can see that my head and my body are two completely different sizes. And should we have taken the time up front to make sure these were sized up? Yeah, probably. Did we? Were we just, in the heat of creative passion and diving right into it? Yeah, we were doing that too. So it's okay. We'll do it right now. So let's shrink this down, scale this down, so the head fits on the body, and then we'll join the two objects with Control J, and then we'll build out the neck. So I'm going to come over here and make sure that all of my objects are properly labeled. Head mesh, eyelash, ear, circle. Now that can be named better. Eyes, okay? How about that? All right, now if we let's select the head mesh. Let's make all of these different components children of the overall head mesh parent. So I'm going to select head mesh, then shift click eyes, eyelash, and ear, and then I'm going to click Control P. See that? And I got object set parent to, so Control P is the hotkey for parenting objects, and then I'm going to select the object. So now everything's in this head mesh, but when I open it up, I can see the ear, the eyelash, and the eyeballs. Okay, great. So now with all of this selected, let's scale down, and we can make this as tiny as we need to. Now look, this is scaling, mine is scaling uniformly. If yours is not, for whatever reason, then your pivot point might be in a bad spot. And what I mean, come up here and, you can, if you have 3D cursor or individual origins, that can affect how your model scales. Like if your head and your ears move great, but your eyes don't scale, or if it just ends up looking like an alien. So you might need to edit your pivot point. You might need to transform your pivot point. But if you've parented everything correctly and properly, you should be okay. Okay, what I want to do is I want this, see how it's off center now? That's going to be a little awkward if we create a mirror modifier later on. So because our body is on the center line, right? You can see it right here. It's on the center line. Let's get the head on the center line too, okay? So we can do that by hitting item and then X and 0. Okay, so if we click location, X, 0, return, we can plug our head onto the center line. So now you see how the center line of the head and the center line of the body match up. Now I'm going to grab it along the Z-axis and just move it up. Grab it along the Z-axis and move it up. Okay, so now that this is center, like in line with the center line, let's have the transform point be from the center of this as well. So let's go to object, transform, set origin, geometry to object. Let's go to individual origins. Okay, and now it should all scale perfect. So it scales without moving it away from the center. Okay, and let's bring this up a little bit to about right there, maybe a little bigger. like that. Let's kick over to side view. Grab along the y-axis. Or like that. It's still a little too big. Scale that down. Probably go even bigger. Because anime characters do have big heads. That's just a style choice. Maybe a tiny bit small, yeah. I'm okay with that. You okay with that? Let's see what happens if we scale this in on the x-axis. Make her a little skinnier. A little sleeker of a face. Maybe do that. Yeah. And you don't have to, guys. You can, this is your model. You can make it look however you want it to look. That was just a little too round of a face, and I like that. And in the next one, we'll add some hair, but for the time being, let's just get this how it needs to be. Okay, is there any errant geometry where I don't see it? No. I mean, up here we got the head, brows, eyes, and ears. Okay, cool. All right, this is ready to build. So let's hide this again, and let's get rid of our neck. So in wireframe mode, I'm going to click 1, and I'm going to hide this reference image real quick. I'm going to go to edit mode. Well, first let me select my object. Oh, I have my cursor selected. Don't want that. I want my select box selected. We come over here and then tab into edit mode. Okay, with faces selected in front view. I want these as well, but not these. Okay, and delete this. Bada bing. Okay, now let's bring the head back like that. Okay, all right. Before we do any of that, let's join the two. Are you with me so far? You guys doing good? Great. Let's control save. Let's go into object mode. We can click up there or we can tab, and then I'm going to select the body, shift click, select the head, and the ear, and the eyelashes, and the eyes. And then I'm going to Control J. And there you go. Everything goes to that citrus cooler orange, and now it's just one base mesh. It's no longer body, it's figure, whole figure. And now let's connect these, okay? So with edge selected, I'm going to alt select these and smooth that out. Like that. Maybe scale this in. Oh, escape out of that. I don't want proportional editing. Scale that in a little bit. Okay. And now you'll notice that we have there's not enough geometry to do it smoothly. We're gonna have to create a little more geometry here. So if we go here, edge select, shift click, edge select, add a face. Okay, and then we go shift click, add a face. Okay, so right off the bat, we've got the front and the back connected. Okay, we need to add here. Let me turn this on real quick just so we can see this geometry. We'll go here. Let's go face, 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 face. 1, 2, 3. And then let's go. How do we want to play this? Okay, let's go. 2, 3, merge at center. And then let's select this edge, delete it. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, face, quad, and then here we have 1, 2, and then same thing here. Let's delete that edge and create 1, 2, nope, where are you at? There we go, 1, 2, do you see it? 3, 4, face, and then we should have 1, oh, this, excuse me, make a couple. Let's go here, right click, subdivide, right click, subdivide. Get this face. Then with the vertex selected, shift click, face, okay, you with me so far? You see what I'm doing? Then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, face, 1, 2, 3, 4, face. Outstanding. Okay, let's come over here and let's smooth this out. Okay. Smooth that out, smooth that out. Just smooth all this out. Outstanding. Look at you. Okay, let's control. Let's save our work. And shift click. Let's smooth this out. Smooth this out. Let's smooth this out. Everything gets smoothed, okay? Everything gets smooth. Let's grab this in a little bit. Let's grab this. There we go. Like that. How are we looking? Not too shabby, you guys. Okay, this looks good, y'all. One thing that I do want to work on that's been bothering me for a little while is this neck and this shoulder. So let's bring the neck down a little bit with proportional editing turned on. Like that. And then let's bring this down a little bit as well. Okay, so when we brought, bring that like there. When we brought this out because we modeled it in the form of a T-pose, and it's not something that you have to do. It's just something that is done often. And remember, we used the Dico template, and Dico runs with a T-pose. That's totally fine. But I want to bring this back to here. I'm going to bring these up. There we go. So I want to bring so I'm bringing this back here. And I want this arm to be down, and I want to form it so I can bring out the shoulder. I can just see the shoulder a little bit better down here. Because if we were to rig this up here, it would just be a little janky. So in wireframe mode, I'm going to select all of that and this and this. Okay, my arm. Then with my cursor, I want to put my cursor like right about here, and then I want to set my transform pivot point to my 3D cursor. So now when I rotate, it rotates around the 3D cursor. Do you see what I'm doing? See that? So now we can like flap like bird wings flapping. Okay, so that's there. Then I'm going to come in and deselect this. And all I'm doing is shift clicking. Okay, deselect. And this might work, it might not, and well, that's okay. And now let's rotate again. And let's do that same thing here. Oh, excuse me, I had cursor selected. Okay, let's go here. And do it again. Oh. Okay, and then rotate that. And then let me change the cursor to about here. And then rotate that down like so. Okay, and now you can see we've created this armpit that we didn't have before. And way more importantly, the shoulder is a little weird. Okay, so glad we did that. All right, so now with the select box selected, and you can turn proportional editing on too. That's cool. Just bring it down and conform it to the arm. Okay. And then if you kick, and now you have that. I think this needs to come down a little bit as well. This can come up. On the Z-axis, like that. And then this can come out a little bit. All I'm doing is bringing these down, guys. Okay, maybe pull this. Maybe select face. Pull this out a little bit. There we go. And get just the roundness and the fullness of that arm. Oh, and you can see that it was pulling around this cursor. We want to bring it back to individual origins again. Okay, so let's go here and select, well, here, let's select all of this. Okay, and then as much of this as we can as well. we just want to select this arm. And maybe up here as well. And then kick in a side view and just see what happens when you bring it back on the y-axis. Right, like that. Okay. And then obviously this needs to come back a little bit as well. We'll come here, bring this back. Okay, and there's the arm. Bit of a dip. So let's go to vertex, select that, and then one, pull those back, pull that one back, and pull that one back. Build out the back of that arm. You see how that just looks nicer? Okay, so let's go here. This can come down a little bit more as well. Bring that down. And then let me turn off proportional editing. Bring this down. And this down. And this down. Okay, how's that look? Oh, we got a little pinch back here. Let's go in along the y-axis, and there it goes. Okay. Let's go into object mode. So in object mode. All right, so you can see it's coming along. We've got a figure. We've modeled a figure with really good geometry. And we've taken care of some details. We added a collarbone, belly button, some ab definition, shoulder blade. We took care of the arm so that it's a little more in line with our reference, which is okay because that shoulder was bothering me. We filled out the shoulder as well. We've got a solid hand, butt, breast, leg, knee, toes, head and neck, and that's attached to it. This is a, ooh, you see what I'm saying right here? Okay, so this is a little wonky, and we're gonna fix this quickly. So let's go here, select our object, tap into edit mode, and then let's go, I'm gonna alt click that and then try and smooth this out, see what happens if I can just smooth this out. You see that? Look at that. Look at you. That is why we like the smooth tool, just like that. I'm going to select these guys and just try and smooth that out. Like that. Okay, not bad. Maybe the same thing over here just because it's a little bit wobbly. Okay. And this, I think this just needs to be pulled down and back. Down and back, down and back, to get that curvature over the shoulder. Okay, I feel better about that. Tab in object mode, how's everything look? Looking okay. Okay. That is it for this one. It's 29 in. Next video is episode 30. Holy shnikes. So save your work, get up, I'm gonna do a couple pull-ups, get some water, get a nice coffee, take the dog for a walk, and then we'll start building the hair of the model. So see you in a bit.